carnivore update.
Yeah. How's that going?
Yeah. So it's February 6th, not January 6th. And I'm still carnivore. Caveat. I didn't cheat, but I was on the road.
Okay.
So I ate at the gas station there at the PX, the Post Exchange on the base. They had hard boiled eggs, which I got a lot. They had these salami and cheese wrap things that I got a lot. But where I did cheat, where like during January, I was like really hardcore.
Yeah.
Is if I went to dinner with Marines, I basically ordered chicken wings.
Okay.
But then they're fried in something.
Yep.
Right. Or whatever buffalo wings are. What are they fried?
Yeah.
Like whatever that is. But it's not like to me, I'm like,
it's technically not.
It's technically not. But it's to most people. It is, but to me,
it isn't.
I'm
not to Sean Baker.
Right. Exactly. Beef, salt, and water.
Oh, man.
But so I definitely had some meals like that where it was carnivore.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, in that situation, you don't want everyone to just hate you because, like, can you remove the fried bread from the wings and bring me back that?
They already look at you weird when you eat all the wings and you send back celery and ranch and you don't touch any of that stuff. So that's kind of what I did. So I'm going to keep going through the end of the month. I'm back home now. Great skirt steak tonight. And my weight's holding the same right around 215, 216. The Marine Corps height weighted me and body fat tested me for 73 inches, 6'1". The max weight in the Marine Corps is 208 pounds. If you're over 208 pounds, then you have to be tested for your body fat percentage. So there's a chart that they enter where they measure your waist, your waist and your neck. And they do 3 different times. And then you get 2 different people that do it to you. And then they enter a chart based off your height and your age, and they come out with your body fat percentage, which is interesting because when I do like a DEXA scan, I'm usually around 14%. I think they have me at 13% on the Marine Corps method. And then just for fun, there's a thing that now they're introducing across DOD where if you fail the table, then you can get on an in-body machine, which sends electronodes up through your body. You hold things and all that kind of stuff. And I was 13.5 on that. So I think I lost some body fat percentage over the last 37 days, whatever it's been. So that's been good. And then I guess I kind of give a recap on carnivore and, what is better, the carnivore diet or the vertical diet, which is essentially what I was on. And I've said in episodes past that vertical diet is what I mainly like. But when I moved last year, new place, trying new restaurants with my wife, I definitely veered off from time to time. So here's my thoughts. If you want to do some type of diet and you want to know what's better, carnivore or vertical, the first thing I would ask you is, what are you trying to accomplish? If you are trying to accomplish weight loss, if you are trying to, maybe you're well overweight and you need to lose body fat, I think I would probably recommend carnivore. And the reason why is that it is very simple. I think my favorite thing about following the carnivore diet is the rules are it's so easy. And you could say, well, the vertical diet rules are easy too, but with carnivore, it's like, hey, did it have a face? Or did the face produce it? If you're doing it with dairy, like a milk and a cheese. And so you just know what you're allowed to eat. And when you go out, you are able to easily make changes as necessary. So I went out to a steakhouse one night in Texas, and I don't love doing this, but I said, hey, I want the ribeye. And they're like, what do you want from the sides? And I'm like, I don't want sides. I was actually with someone, so they ordered the sides. It didn't go to waste, but it's very clear. Whereas if you're on a vertical diet and you're eating carbohydrates and you're eating protein and, but you are watching some intake levels of all of these things, it can be tougher, especially when you're on the road. So I think if weight loss or body fat loss is your goal, I think the carnivore diet is a worthwhile one. I'm not saying it's the only one. You could perfectly execute a vertical diet and it would be fine. But I think the rules being easy to understand and to follow really help people have success. If you are new to training, I think you should do a vertical stylish diet. For those, like vertical diet, meaning high protein, clean carbohydrates, white rice, maybe some potatoes, some sweet potatoes, that kind of stuff, but you're allowed to have carbohydrates and then you're looking for your micronutrients. But if you're just getting started training, I'd recommend to go that route. If you training long-term. I mean, I have felt fine today. I bench pressed 335 for a triple. And then I was supposed to do it for a second triple and I hit the pins. And so I did a single and then a double. But you know, I'm performing close to what I am. I don't feel as good as when I have carbohydrates in the system. I mean, I'll be 100% honest with that. But the idea that you can't train on a carnivore, I think is a myth that's busted, and I'm not the first person to do it, but you can totally train. But you have to understand what happens during the transition from using carbohydrates as energy into using fat. But I think the carnivore diet is very useful for folks, but long-term, I'm definitely gonna have some carbohydrates again and train, but I've kind of made it this far. So I'm going to go a little bit further. But yeah, so everyone that's like, oh, I don't agree with you on carnivore. It's like, well, I don't agree with me on carnivore. You know, I did it for a reason, for some data collection. And I think eliminating stuff, you know, it's like, I feel guilty when I eat chicken wings that are fried in peanut oil. Why? Because I'm carnivore and the rules are very simple. Whereas if you're vertical and you're eating carbohydrates and you're doing some stuff, and then it just gets blurred way easier. It's like people that are doing keto and they're like, oh, I'm keto. And then you see them, they're like eating what looks like a granola bar. They're like, it's a keto bar. I'm like, well, didn't you just kind of like defeat the whole purpose? So in terms of compliance, simplicity, I don't know. I'm a fan.